Hi, this is Rana from Kantar, and would like to chat to you today about Kantar Media Reaction. Media Reaction is Kantar global solution for media channels equity assessments. We talk with thousands of consumers and marketeers to come to you with the most updated picture for the media scene that will support a successful communication planning. This year, we have seen how the digital has evolved in Egypt, to the extent it reached the same penetration for TV. And we have shared key tips for multimedia utilization based on segments, brand's persona, and consumers' receptivity. We are pleased having Karim Sami from P&G and Sherry Michael from Ahram Beverage sharing with us their opinions and experience on that front.
Thank you so much, Rana, and thank you, by the way, for having me today and giving me the chance to talk to this lovely audience. As you have said, across the previous years, we have been seeing that online is growing year on year. And even with the latest years, with the pandemic, this have thrown media in consumers' hands even more further. And this, you can argue that it also accelerated online. Online is becoming an integral part now of the media platform. So consumers are no longer seeing things offline versus online. It's actually pretty much more integrated by the moment. And of course, with internet penetration growing, with more usage of screens, multiple screens, interactive screens, online is growing. And with online growing, of course, online media and online advertisement is also pushing the way through this online growth.
Hi everyone, it's amazing being here first. I would love to thank Rana for this opportunity. And answering your question, I believe that digital penetration is increasing year on year in Egypt, and especially during COVID, it was affected very much. And we all saw the fast growth percentage of digital and e-commerce in Egypt. And this also leads to consumer behavior that is already changing day over day. And I believe that people and consumers started using more digital platforms as their content consumption increased and also their streaming behavior changed. And another thing also is that using e-commerce now in Egypt is growing and is being very well known between consumers. So grocery shopping now is on e-commerce, food ordering, bank work, and many other categories. But of course, offline is still going to be one of the very important mediums in Egypt, and also it has the highest reach penetration. So it's very important to identify the business objective, the brand objective, and align it with the campaign objective. So you can actually select and know which medium serves which business objective and the differentiation between the platforms and offline versus online. Honestly speaking, personalization is better for me than we say good creative, because good creative is different from one consumer to another. What I like is different than what you like, or different that X likes. But I think that personalization is the new marketing now. And when we say personalization, it goes for personalized content for a specific platform, personalized content for a specific target audience, or maybe also like it's very important nowadays doing fit for platform content, which means the right specs for each platforms, given that the consumer experience gets better when the platform or the specs of the asset is within the platform, which of course impacts the campaign results and the brand KPIs. Also, I think that each platform needs different type of content. For example, if we're talking about Facebook, Facebook is a snackable content. So people just go on Facebook to scroll and they keep on scrolling down, and they really need like a very fast content that is very catchy, very quick and very fast, because the behavior of this platform is different than, for example, YouTube. If I'm on YouTube, I want to watch a video and I'm logging on YouTube to watch a full video. So I think personalized content is what we believe in nowadays. And of course, having relevant content is more important than having very general content, because once content is personalized or relevant to the audience, they keep on remembering the ad, they keep on having a higher ad recall and top of mind and all of that.
Thank you, Ron. And this is a very important question. And within P&G, we are very clear that the start of the purchase funnel starts with awareness. And with the awareness, it's very, very important to drive the right message with the right content and the right execution. So the copy itself and the advertisement has to be really well done from the beginning to drive this awareness. It's not easy to produce plenty of copies during a campaign. This is one. Two, once you put your money behind a copy, you need to drive awareness, and it takes time to drive awareness for this copy. So you cannot keep changing it. So that's why we need, from the beginning, to qualify and to have the right campaign copy that drives the best message, rather than going again and burning a lot of money and replacing the copy and replacing the shooting an ad all over again. So that's why it's very important, at least for us, that we start with at the right foot, with the right ad and the right communication. Very clear. It reflects what the consumer behavior is. Maybe 20 years ago, consumers were only watching one platform, which was the TV above the line, besides what they were seeing in the store. Now, consumers are behaving differently. Everyone is having multiple screens looking at it most of the time. So maybe consumers are looking at the TV, or the TV is on, but she has her mobile phone in her hand and or the tablet and watching a different screen. So since this is the behavior, this is how we need to advertise as well. That's why what we are trying to do now is to advertise on multiple screens, integrated screens, rather than choosing only one platform. And I believe this is the way moving forward. More screens are coming, more devices are coming, different ways, and it becomes all homogeneous rather than only choosing to reach her on only a single touch point, while she's now using multiple touch points.
Sure. For me, again, it's a process. So first identifying the campaign objective, then knowing the consumer and the market insights also is very important. What the consumer actually likes, where can I find this consumer, how the market is moving, and collecting insights from market and consumer is very important. And also, like, one of the very important things that we also do is we know who is our target audience, who do we want to reach actually, who is a potential consumer for this brand. And after identifying or going through the 3 steps, we start actually knowing what is the right channel to be selected. But in all cases, a multimedia is what we always go through. And when we say multimedia, it's not only TV or digital, but also like it includes many things. Any media or any medium actually that I can reach a consumer that is a potential buyer of my brand is included in the plan or in the strategy. So a POS, point of sale, TV, out of home, radio, digital, on-ground activation, any media is very important to be selected based on the 3 first steps I just mentioned. And also just to avoid missing out on any potential consumer, the more mediums, the more audience you reach. Each brand has a different target audience, of course, and each platform target a specific target audience. A very basic example that I always use is I live with my husband and both of us are in the same house, but we consume digital platforms differently 100%. He is into games while I really don't have any interest in games, but for example, I prefer social media. So reaching your audience based on the platform is very important, and knowing which audience is on which platform is also another thing that we study and we learn throughout the process. Another thing that is very also highlighting for me is even when we say Facebook and Instagram, and both are more or less the same concept, like they are social media platforms. Um, People who are interested in Instagram are different than people who are interested in Facebook. So for me, it's very important that we target our audience and use the right platform based on the target audience interest. So I agree that adjusting channels is important and are based on target groups, of course, and it helps the brand achieve also their KPIs.
Very interesting question, and indeed, this is the dilemma of today. Today, based on interests, consumers are watching different stuff and are reactive and following different stuff. So the more we know their interests, the more we will be understanding how to reach them. So today, if you are talking about a sport, if you need to reach a male, males are on more sports items versus moms of babies who will be watching something completely different in terms of content. And the complexity of the multiple platforms, multiple content at the moment, with all this expansion, is a good blessing because it can give us the chance to target people more and have more selective targeting, personalized advertising, and so on and so forth. Versus before, it's becoming more complex. This gives you the advantage. The only dilemma, and that's why I started by saying this is a dilemma, is really how to crack it, how to code and decode the elements that would make us really reach the right audience. And there is a lot of learnings in that phase where how can we dissect based on interest, based on target audience in order to reach the perfect target audience. Because in P&G, we have a lot of target audience based on the brand and based on the consumer we are trying to serve. So indeed, that's a very new space of learning that we all need to hold hands, learn more on in order to really excel better for our benefit as advertisers and also for the consumer's benefit. It's better for me as a consumer to be served ads which would be very interesting for me rather than the other way around. So it's in the benefit of everyone. It's only the technology and the know-how how to reach it.
Thank you so much, Karim and Sherry, for sharing such an insightful points of views and opinions on how to well utilize and integrate campaigns to have a good impact and a successful reach. For more information about media reaction, please visit kantar.com.